there, welcome back to this week's edition of Ask Ron, where our Gold Club members ask Ron questions and we get them answered weekly. Got Ron here with me today. How you doing?
Good, Ben. Right in the middle of a commercial property boot camp.
Awesome. Well, one thing I do want to remind you guys of, this is a benefit for our Gold Club members. So if you are not a Gold Club member, how can they get signed up, Ron?
ronsgoldclub.com.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started then. First question comes from Tim Matthews. He says, for pretty houses, how do you counter an offer that your seller gets that either pays $60,000 over ARV or a lot of money as the down payment? These have become constant obstacles when I finally get a seller to agree to sell on terms.
You are not going to compete with people that are willing to pay over ARV for sure. Just got the wrong seller. And it all comes down to the list if you're mailing to people and what you're doing to get people to call you, because most of them are not motivated, and so you're going to get the same resistance from pretty much majority of the people you talk to. But sometimes when sellers are unreasonable like that, they're kind of a waste of your time. Just get leads, more leads, and better sources. I don't know if you've investigated our brand new dreamsproai.com yet, but you're now able to pull your own very qualified mailing list and punch another button and have the mail done for you, amongst a lot of other things that it'll do for you. Go to dreamspro.ai.
And I'll make sure to include that in the video description as well. All right, next question comes from Tony and Angie Stewart.
Of course.
They said, I know you like training ideas. Do you have any training on how to develop relationships with realtors so that they can be the go-to person when they get a seller that they can't help?
Honestly, Tony, it's probably a waste of your energy. I mean, I taught you how to get how to get properties coming across your cell phone daily through a realtor that you set you up with, and it's an automatic feed. But right now, you live in Columbus. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm telling you, you have to go through a lot of these things to get something even worth looking at, because people are paying too much money for these junkers. So I don't put much stock in working with realtors. All my business is revolving around FSBOs, and hopefully getting as many of them to call me as possible instead of me chasing them. When you get motivated sellers, you'll know it.
All right. Next up comes from Brian Lucy. He asked, what is the phrasing that you use when you're about to pay off the seller in order to get a discount on the payoff?
I say, listen, John, I'm coming into some money here very soon, and I'm trying to figure out what the best thing I can do with that money is. And then I remembered that I owe you blank dollars on a loan that we did whenever we did it. I was wondering if you'd like to have some cash now rather than continue to get monthly payments. Shut up, wait for an answer. It's always going to be yes. All right, so listen, I've got cash coming in, and I owe you $100,000, whatever the number is. What is the least you could take if I get you paid off in the next couple of weeks? And he'll come back and give you a number probably very close to $100,000. And then you're going to go back and say, well, listen, I can't go anywhere near that. I mean, I'm a real estate investor. When I get my hands on cash, I get very high rates of return on the money. So tell me, what is the least you could take right now, and that'll determine whether I'm going to have to move on and do something else with it or not. Kind of rather pay off the people that I owe, but I got to have a reason. So think about what you can do with cash now rather than waiting 3 or 4 more years before I get you paid off. If I do get you paid off, who knows how long I'm going to live. So tell me, what's the least you could take now? You get an answer. And of course, anytime that I owe seller financing, the further it is off before it is due, the easier it is to get it discounted now. But I am fortunate. I have never, ever tried to get a discount and not gotten some from the seller. Some big, some a little smaller, but always got a lot less than I owed it. In fact, I just did one on a property, a piece of land we had up in Michigan, He's the toughest one that I did. Owed him $600,000, and I was almost about a month away from having to give him $15,000 in interest that was accruing on his land, and the most I could get him down to was $590. $590. But what did I do to get that other 25 grand? Just flap my lips, and it took a couple of days to get him to an answer because he really didn't need the money. But 25 grand is better than no grand.
All right. Next up, what do you mean when you say terms?
There's three types of terms. I'm either buying the house subject to the underlying debt, which means I'm just taking over the loan, not assuming the loan. Loan stays in the seller's name, and I just start making payments until whenever the seller and I agree they're going to get paid off. And the second one is buying it on a wraparound mortgage or a wraparound deed of trust, depending on what state you live in, and depending on whether it's free and clear or not. Most of them have a loan on them. So let me give you an example of that. We closed on one 2 weeks ago here in Jacksonville. Seller owed $335. House was worth $525, and it's in great shape. Beautiful neighborhood. Seller agreed to take $440,000. So I agreed to give her $440,000 on a wraparound mortgage that wraps around the $335. So of course, when somebody cashes me out, the $440 is going to be paid off, and out of that's going to be the $335 is going to be paid off. So mortgage I gave the seller wraps around the mortgage they have underlying. That's usually the way I buy terms deals. And then of course the third one is lease purchases, lease options. Lease them with the option to buy, and at that point you never buy it. When your buyer actually gets you cashed out, then I go get a new contract from the seller to the new buyer, giving the new buyer credit on the contract for what they've given me down, and then the loan processor is going to have a contract to sell the house instead of getting involved in this lease option where this tenant buyer has been paying me for X number of months, if that makes any sense at all. So it's either a lease purchase, wraparound mortgage, or if there's no underlying loan, then it's a first mortgage to the seller, or taking a subject to. That's the only three terms.
All right. Next up, Ron, what is your favorite negotiation tactic?
Ask questions, answer questions with questions. Works like a charm. It'll change your life. Get to my quick start school. In fact, I got one coming up next week here in Jacksonville. You're looking at this on Friday. It starts on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, it starts on Tuesday. And here in Jackson, it's the only boot camp that I'm going to do a bus trip on, take people out in the field looking at some ugly houses. We did this way back before COVID, but since COVID came along, we haven't done one since, and I don't plan on doing another one in the future either.
All right, and then last but not least, what is the beneficial ownership information report that I have to send in for my LLC?
It's a Corporate Transparency Act, and you can get the form right online. Don't ask me where to go, just ask Google where to go. And you fill it out, and you got to have it in by the end of the year, or you're subject to some pretty stiff fines. And that's assuming your LLC already exists. If you form a new one this year, you've got 30 days to submit that same report to the government.
All right. Well, that's all that I got for you, Ron.
Okay,
is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, you guys, we got on December the 12th and 13th, we got a 2-day implementation Power Days event coming up here in Jacksonville. I'm taking 20 people, and that's where you bring your laptop, and everything is installed on your laptop that you need to do business with, including we pull mail lists for you. You pull them right on your own laptop. You do the comps on your own laptop. We set you up your CRM on your own laptop and get you prepared to do business. Frankly, easier than I've ever seen it done in the past, because everything you need is right there. You can even pick out your mail pieces or put your own in there and punch a button and mail them for you, and that's after this thing skip traces them for you. So we'll go through all that. We're going to also let the class is going to be filling out contracts. The class is going to be getting ARVs on their own property. And so literally it's implementation Power Days. It's 2 days of implementing. And so there's no more roadblocks between you and just getting out there and making offers. Just call our office, December 12 and 13, we call it IPD, Implementation Power Days. So make a note to call it. I don't even know what the URL is for it. Do you? Not yet.
Well, I'll put all the information as far as, we have a web page with details on it. I'll put that in the description, but registration is by phone, so I'll also include the phone number down below.
All right. See you guys next week.
All right.